companies are using data analytics to extract meaningful information. Billions of devices will be connected to the internet, and soon hundreds of billions of devices. As related devices connect with each other, they can become an intelligent system of systems. And when these intelligent devices and systems of systems share data over and analyze it, they can transform our businesses. Enjoyable. Intelligent traffic system detects massive congestion due to an accident. That insight can be sent to the citywide transportation system, which can analyze the accident's impact on other city systems. Recognizing the accident is near the airport and 2 city schools, it could notify those systems so they can adjust flight and school schedules. It can also analyze and derive optimal routes around the accident and send those instructions to the city's digital signage system to guide drivers around the accident. And that's just one example of the potential benefits that can happen when intelligent devices share insight with other systems, forming ever-expanding systems of systems. But how do we get there?
There's always been that, okay, so what are you going to do next after Drone 100? Can you do something more? The difference between 100 and 500 is mind-blowing.
We have changed the whole thinking from many individual drones towards one single fleet of drones.
The drone itself is a completely new drone. This is the Intel Shooting Star. It's made to be lightweight. It has a propeller cage so that we can ensure that everything is done safely and securely.
A fleet of these drones actually needs to have special permission. So we had to work with the FAA to show that we can operate this in a safe way. And it has been designed where 2 people can actually operate it by themselves. Why 2 people? Because you need 1 person for backup.
All this drone can do is light up the sky, but this is something it can do really, really well.
It takes the whole concept of a light show into a whole new domain. It drives human imagination. It creates an expression of art.
This is something that we never could have done last year. It's been an amazing experience just to see the technology develop so quickly.
These 2 videos were quite interesting. One is Droven, the last one which we looked at it, right? Currently we are adopting on the airlines industry to look at their flight inspection. In fact, you know, the airports are burning their cost in terms of being out there in airports, right? So to reduce their cost, these Drovens will you know, go across the flight and you know validate the cleanness of it. So, and also we have a virtual image of drones which flies on top of the flight, and that's been you know, in the command center. We looked at the cleanness, if there is any you know, damage in the aircraft happen, so that also be adopted widely in the airlines industry. And those were all early adopters, and other one would be on a hospitality, healthcare. They want to measure and do lot of things on the drones basis. And the other video which we looked at it is about smart city. And in fact, smart city Asia Pacific is one of the largest and well adopting the IoT on smart city enablement. I think India is one of the evident cases, and we see Japan, we see Singapore, we see South Korea. So these were cities which are getting early adoption on the smart city. So where you are getting everything. I mean, adopting your waste baggage in the smartness, and devices being set in a waste garbage collection, and that sends a data, okay, how much my garbage has been filled, and based on the capacity there is a alert, it has been sent across the logistics, and that alert triggers them to collect the garbage across the city. So that's another use case which we were working across in the city. And Indonesia is upcoming country where they were adopting early on a smart city enablement, right? And when we talk about a smart city now, autonomous driving also equally bringing a smart city enablement in a same speed, because we autonomous to move across to the level 5 on autonomous car driving. Ideally Japan, Korea, they were leading on the autonomous car driving. They need their smart lighting in terms of a traffic congestion, and also smart parking. So we are working with a lot of OEMs to enable the parking, smart parking, where this parking slot has been. So that enables you automated parking happen through your autonomous car. So that's way forward. In 2025 we are seeing the industry both smart city through the IoT things, and also your autonomous driving and driverless cars are going to be in sync in somewhere in 2022. So these are the various topics. So before I get into detail, myself Shivaram, so I'm based out of Hong Kong. So I takes care of, I'm part of SMG group, I takes care of solutioning across APJ. And this were all, I mean, IoT adoption and IoT industry trends and security, and what are the early adoption and reference architecture. We have done it in APJ and other region on AWS reference architecture. I will bit talk about the use case and what Intel has a play in data, big data analytics platform, right? And this is a typical legal note which we have. So usually, these are the broader charter where Intel brings a value across a portfolio, from sensors, gateways, storage network, and a lot of people doesn't know Intel, they manufacture chip only, right? So if you look at it, they manufacture SSD. We have our own SSDs, which and we have our own network cards, NIC cards, and POS. It is a most recent acquisition by Intel, which is a FPGA, where you could do a programming at your chip level. So that's a FPGA Altera, and there it's a HPC. If you talk about Omnipath, if you talk about Lustra or any HPC product that comes in a very hand in hand with the cloud service and the big data portfolio. And beyond it, I think wherever I go do a sessions, right, people ask, Intel is a chip maker, what they have in a software piece, right? So we do have our own. If you look at it, a lot of HPE and ODMs brings their data center management, which is a part of our SDK, where they have their own UI. So these are the software and analytic piece which we have, and Wind River is one of a evident case on portfolio on IoT devices, and TAP is a trusted analytic platform which is completely running on a on-prem and cloud as well. Intel security and VX works is a software cockpit for the autonomous car driving. So this is a broader portfolio. So we will touch upon some of these. so this is the major digital transformation going on, and we wanted to see every data is going to bring a value to the business, right? So one on the other hand, like we wanted to make the data as an intelligent component and bring a value. How can I derive the real intelligence from the data? And that's going to be a major pillar. And they wanted a lot of automation, right? In an industry like manufacturing industry, so in a larger scale like a Foxconn or a FPC, they wanted to bring a, automation, and there are multiple robot and process units is going to fit in. And even in a logistic unit, they wanted to take a paperless logistic across their business unit. So through these pillars, and we are going to achieve, either I'm going to bring a more of a customer engagement, and customer experience is going to change drastically, and either I'm going to capitalize the asset and I'm going to monitor either bottom line or the top line, which is going to be get saved through the assets, and workforce production is going to be get reduced, and environment sustainability and the safety are the major pillars through this Internet of Things. And these are the opportunity area we looked at it. This is one of the Gartner's positioning on our opportunity area, where we look at it, the collaboration on a decision making is equally important with the IoT things, and that the next generation is moving towards artificial intelligence and augmented reality, which is we evidently see in a lot of industry, like in a manufacturing, they were bringing augmented reality. In a logistic like a DHL in Singapore, they have a center where all the monitoring and the movement of their packages has been maintained by the augmented reality. And through this augmented reality and artificial intelligence, ML and DL is going to play a key role in it, and which brings a security also in a huge thread. I think one of our earlier session, Harish covered about it. So these are the opportunity area where each industry is looking at. So these are the critical, drivers for the Internet of Things. I mean, ideally, we wanted to really, plug and play the hardware and the software in a platform like AWS, and we wanted to bring the analytics on top of it in terms of making a decision, and more and seamlessly. I want to see the data injection, how this goes from the various, data sources and various format of a data sources, and then we wanted to capitalize those data in a big data form, and also thinking on a end to end, like we have a security at a chip level. I mean, like it's been a muted security. So and also there is a software security which we usually done through a certificates, and these are the security points which leads the drives the Intel data. So these are the major verticals we see the lot of changes going on. I mean, bringing a smart building, being a part of a smart transportation or autonomous driving, or looking at Korea kind of a countries, they have a lot of a signage, right? They don't want to go and do their shopping. Rather than when they want to be in a MRT, they want to do the shopping in a signage, digital signage. And based on that, there is a video recognition, there is a machine learning goes in, and algorithm derives it, how much and what is the personalized things they are buying it. So through that, they will give an ad in a MRT itself, so that increase the top line for them, for a retails, and more on a, rather than a sensor, more of a gateways are defined together and brings a value to the data across. These are different market segments we could see. So this is one among the slides. So if we can define it, these were the gateways and sensors. Now we see evidently in a mining company, if you go in Australia, we could see all the mining companies are adopting the devices, and they have a drones, even driverless drones, which goes from the track without any manual intervention, and it picks the export and import materials, minerals, and export it to the shipping corporation. So that's been managed by the sensors, and there was a gateway. In fact, LoRa gateway is coming up, and that technology brings even I don't get a 4G or 3G network in my mining system, then LoRa gateways plays a key role in terms of expanding your signals and expanding your data across the region. And other area in a manufacturing, and there are in an energy sector, every tunnel being set with the sensor, and through which there was a lot of gateway, and where you can see these were all data center and the cloud based architecture has been built. Probably I will go through the reference architecture, and here how the data has been get stored and converted into a visual and decision making platform. So this is an entire and end-to-end security is major concern. In fact, the last quarter there was a security breach in a Singtel in Singapore. That's been happened due to IoT sensor, because the hackers directly hacked the sensor, and then through which they reach out to their data center, which leads to a lot of issues at their telco industry. So they were really looking at an end-to-end security where we could protect our sensors and the gateways away from the hackers. So this is a very much of a logical visualization on the previous slide. So these are the protocols we talked about: LoRa, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and mainly we see the adoption of MQTT protocol when we wanted to communicate from the edge device to the gateway. So mainly we see LoRa and MQTT. And the major challenge we see in terms of manageability. I have a gateway fitted in my end of a lawn or somewhere in my industry. So it needs an update, right? So then they don't need to be running by the manual people. Rather than we wanted to do it, manage it from the data center. We want to update their software cockpit or OTP. We want to align it and manage those edge device from the remotely. So that's where we see the industry is facing a real challenge, and that we have it. And these gateway has remote maintainability through the Intel Wind River. That's been already deployed in AWS marketplace. And if you look at it, the right hand side, which is more of a right quadrant, is your device attestation through a certification, and even the security management and maintainability, and where we have a specific platform how it gets converted their messages in a different form and put it into a different query and a storage spaces. So this is a logical picture of IoT platform, how it looks like. Probably here where the Intel comes in play. This is a previous one, and here Intel have their own SDK analytics platform, and we have our own hardware, I mean security, Intel chip level security. We wanted to maintain those sensors and gateways has to be securely booting from this stage, and we have a TPM adapter which guards, and XCGX adapters which is running on the sensor itself, which brings end-to-end security. And there we have a McAfee, there is a virtual image which is being captured on the gateway side. So these are the products, I mean Atom, which is a gateway, and Wind River, which I talked about the manageability. I don't want to run to each device and do a upgrade or any kind of patch upgrade. So that's been IDP is the one which takes care of it, where I could do this from my data center, do a patches, because now I could see thousands of gateways being deployed in manufacturing industry. They wanted to do across an IoT platform. It's been available on the AWS marketplace. So this is another broader charter where IoT, Intel has their own IoT gateway developer hub, where we saw a video of a drone running around, right? So we have an SDK to manage a RPM, to install a RPM, and also that SDK will give you a flexibility